What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. So it turns out we are going to find out more about Star Wars Jedi the Fallen Order this weekend, as I said before. We even have a time and a place to go watch the live stream, but I think a lot of people have some questions about this project and why we can't get too excited. And Nintendo strangely leaked a feature that it seemed like they were going to reveal coming up in that update 3.0 that we saw from data miners, but they just kind of put it in a trailer, strangely, so we're going to go over that as well. As always, guys, enjoy these videos. Make sure you do hit the like button. It does help out. And get subscribed. We do this every weekday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to start today with Splinter Cell. Yes, Splinter Cell from Ubisoft, and how we haven't really seen it in a long time. What was it, Blacklist, like 6 years ago or something like that? It's been a while, and fans have been calling for it. And what's interesting about this situation is Yves Guillemot actually talked to IGN about why we really haven't seen it yet or recently at all, other than like these little cameo appearances that seem to get fans pretty excited. This is actually what he had to say. When you create a game, you have to make sure you will come with something that will be different enough from what you did before. Last time we did a Splinter Cell, we had lots of pressure from all the fans saying, don't change it, don't do this, don't do that. Some of the teams were more anxious to work on the brand. Now there are some things and some people that are now looking at the brand, taking care of the brand. At one point, you will see something, but I can't say more than that. Now he also goes on to talk about how other people, developers within Ubisoft, are pretty excited to work on things like Assassin's Creed over Splinter Cell, apparently, because it's, I guess, Assassin's Creed is hotter, as he said. But I think a Splinter Cell reveal will all of a sudden kick that franchise back into gear, and people get really excited once again. I look at Ubisoft, and I do wonder if Splinter Cell would work in their current setup. A lot of times we look at a game like a Far Cry or a Ghost Recon or something, and we look at that and we say, it's the Ubisoft formula. Big open world, towers to unlock for like Far Cry and everything, and you go around and it's an open world game that seems to have a lot of things to do, but not necessarily unique things to do, if that makes sense. It's the Ubisoft formula. I think a lot of people look at Splinter Cell and wonder if it would work in their current live services formula, and I think even Ubisoft is trying to figure that out. Hopefully they did, and we would figure something out this E3 for it, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, if you were concerned that you didn't look cool enough while playing on your PlayStation VR, or I guess your Oculus or other devices on your PC, well, you're going to want to check this thing out. This is actually called the 3D Rudder, and it's going to be available June 17th, and that's going to be on the PlayStation 4. It's technically already available on PC. You can get it, but June 17th, the PlayStation model will go on sale, and you can pick it up and everything for $120. And you might be wondering, what is this thing? Well, when you're playing PlayStation VR, for example, you don't really have a way to technically move, I guess, or move your character, and sometimes they'll give you a controller or a thumbstick, and that can kind of break the immersion. Well, this thing that looks like one of those exercise, I guess, balls will allow you to move your character. You pivot with it, you turn, you move forward, and it is a cool idea, but it does look really funny when you're using it, obviously, although I guess VR in general looks funny to use, and it is $120, but if you look around at what VR usually costs, that's actually not terrible, and most VR owners will say, oh, okay, yeah, that's about right. I mean, what, a Vive is like, what, $700-800, although that does have like full tracking and you can move around, but to a degree. Like, you're not going to run straight forward for like a mile or something in a game, because eventually you run into like your wall. That's kind of where this comes in. Let's turn corners and everything, and that way you don't have to hold on to a controller, which absolutely defeats the purpose of a lot of those immersive VR games. But hey, if you're a big VR person, you were maybe thinking about how you would move your character around, there you go. You do have a product coming out June 17th. Oh, and if you've been curious about Game Pass, but you didn't want to spend, $10 a month or something just to try it out, just to see, well, Microsoft's going to be running a ridiculous deal. And I want to bring this to your attention just in case you've been thinking about Game Pass, because it's going to be like a limited time offer. It is $1 for 3 months. It's essentially going to be pretty much almost all of summer, going seemingly to July, mid-July, end of July, so you'll get a good chunk of the summer out of it, and it's gonna be $1 for 3 months. They actually put out like all the details and everything for it, as you're seeing, and it's gonna be 3 months for $1. Promotional discounts not available in Quebec or Russia, and then they do say that this has to be for new accounts or accounts that had expired in the past that you would then renew, and it's gonna start on April 11th at 9 p.m. Pacific time, and it will run through May 12th. Those are the sign-up periods, after which, of course, you get 3 months. Now, they are also going to turn on auto-renew for your card that you have to enter in, so make sure you turn that off, I guess, after you sign up, and you will get 3 months of Game Pass for $1, which is actually a really good deal because even Play Anywhere works on PC. So if you're playing on PC and you're like, oh, I want to try out State of Decay, or I want to try out Forza Horizon 4 or Crackdown 3 or any of the other Play Anywhere games, $1 will get you that for 3 months. So, I mean, it's worth trying, I would think. Game Pass is a good deal, but $1 for 3 months is a steal. And guys, some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. We're actually going to start today with Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch and its file size. We also saw a little bit of gameplay. It was funny, Nintendo put up like a trailer for it on their Twitter, and it showed like 2 or 3 seconds of gameplay seemingly in handheld mode, although a lot of times these video packages are done, the Switch isn't even usually turned on. It's just like an overlaid image or video on it in editing. But technically, I guess they kind of showed it. We just don't know if it was necessarily like being played on a Switch even. Who knows? But at least we saw it with a Switch and it on, because at PAX they were not allowed to record any of that, which is still weird to a lot of people. Early build. I think we're all ready to see it, and I guess we won't see it until reviewers get in their hands, or I guess release day at this point. But one thing you can look forward to, as some Switch games are doing this a lot, even back to release day and still now, seems like you're going to have to download a good chunk of Mortal Kombat 11, as it was actually found out, as you're seeing here on Twitter. This was by NWPlayer123, actually found that the game is going to be 6.5 gigabytes on the cartridge and 15.9 gigabytes with a day one patch. So you're going to be downloading about 16 gigabytes, and there's going to be 6.5 gigabytes on the cartridge. And that means it's going to be, 22, 23 gigabytes, I guess, total for everything. And then, of course, those patches on top, bringing it to a bit more than that even. So it's going to get out of control. Of course, a bunch of DLC as well. So the game is going to balloon in size. They'll do their Game of the Year thing like they usually do. They have like a complete collection and everything. That'll be massive. But this is something that we've pretty much seen a lot. I mean, NBA 2K does it every year. LA Noire, Doom, Wolfenstein, I mean, the list goes on. Basically, from what I'm seeing right now, if they can't fit their entire game on a 16 gigabyte cartridge, they're going to ship it with an 8 gigabyte, maybe even less if they can, and then make you download the rest. Because a 32 gigabyte cartridge, unfortunately, still is not viable from like a financial standpoint for them to do that. And unfortunately, it may never be in the Switch's lifetime. We might have to wait till the next Switch or something. I'm going to be curious to see what game actually makes that push for a 32 gigabyte cartridge, because it seems that even Final Fantasy 12 might not be using one as we originally thought. In the US, maybe? It's weird. Now, there is one game right now that I know of that's using a 32 gigabyte cartridge. I've actually ordered it just to see if we can check it out. That's, I believe, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 over in Japan. So I'll be curious to see that. But Mortal Kombat, yes, you're going to be downloading a good chunk. So make sure your SD card is ready. And hopefully we get some actual footage of this thing. I mean, like, it's weird we're coming up to release day and we still don't see any footage of it. And I kind of look at this as well and say, I mean, I guess there's no other option. It's this situation where Nintendo couldn't put a disc drive, obviously, in, so they can't use Blu-rays, so they had to go with cartridges. Unfortunately, cartridge prices are still catching up to everything, so I guess that's all they could do. I would have liked to see them do a 32 gigabyte cartridge, but I'm curious if people would have paid $70 instead of $60 to get that 32 gigabyte cartridge. I feel like WB wasn't going to take that shot, and at this point, now we have to think about 10 years from now, what happens to those servers that are supposed to be delivering that information? Once those get shut off, how much of Mortal Kombat can we play on the Switch? Because that is a bit concerning. Next up, let's talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate. We have an update 3.0 coming up this month sometime. Joker apparently is releasing before the end of this month. We know that much. And then we assume that 3.0 is going to have some big features, one of which appears to be Stage Builder. And it's definitely a leak because the company, Nintendo, for some reason showed it to us in a trailer. I don't know if somebody was editing and they were like, oh, let's just take a video of this person playing it. Oh, that has update 3.0. Not a big deal. We're not going to show anything. And then they do this quick 2-second turn and there's Stage Builder. Oh, wow, okay. So Stage Builder appears in this video. I thought about it a lot. I'm like, would they really be crazy enough and coy enough to do like a little Easter egg thing and be like, oh, maybe no one will find it? Because this is the internet in 2019. People will find it in that video if it's there. And not only that, it's in like the first 2 seconds of the video. You can watch it yourself and just post it up. It didn't seem like they ever took it down that I had seen since it's recording. So apparently Stage Builder is coming. That also lends a lot of credibility to that data mining that we saw that also mentioned, of course, Joker and a female model is what it seems, because there is a ponytail file. And then, of course, home run contest. So we didn't see anything on the screen for home run contest or anything, but the fact that Stage Builder was sitting right next to home run contest in that data mine, and that is confirmed. And then we, of course, see the Persona 5, the Royal. That appears to confirm a female character. Everything's kind of adding up here. So I guess the last thing left is to see Joker, home run contest, Stage Builder, possibly an Echo Fighter for Joker, all of which being revealed before the end of this month in a direct. Maybe some sort of just Twitter drop, maybe a trailer drop. A lot of questions, actually. Mortal Kombat gameplay, anything to do with Smash at this point, and then release dates for all kinds of first-party stuff. Maybe they do need to have a direct. Next up, let's talk about Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. It's a game that I really want to be hyped about. I really want to be excited about this game because it seems to be pointing to something that I really want, which is basically a Jedi Outcast style game. It seems like it's going to be kind of like Force Unleashed, but maybe not as crazy and over the top, but more realistic even. So closer to Jedi Outcast compared to what Force Unleashed was, which was just mayhem at times. That's at least what it sounds like it's going to be, but EA's behind it. We know what's going to happen there with EA, and talk a bit about that as well. But they are trying to get us hyped up as well. They put out this entire teaser, as you're seeing on Twitter, where it says "Don't Stand Out," and that's from EA Star Wars Twitter handle. Little Jedi: The Fallen Order seems to be like kind of like a broken-ish lightsaber, definitely one that's been damaged in some way on top of stone. And here's the thing, you're going to be able to watch this. They're going to broadcast it live this weekend, and it's going to be done on their Twitch channel, EA Star Wars Twitch channel. It's going to start 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be Saturday, April 13th. And everything I've heard about this seems interesting. And the reason I say that is because it seems like the story is going to follow a student, or Padawan, who survived the massacre known as Order 66. And that seems like a cool premise. So it's going to take place pretty much right after Episode 3. And the whole point of Don't Stand Out is, I guess, it'll be kind of stealthy. Or trying to keep to yourself, obviously, because everyone just got massacred around you and you're trying to stay alive at that point. So I get excited when I hear about this kind of stuff because it sounds like we'll have an original story and it's going to be really cool. But what is EA going to do here? What kind of microtransactions are we going to see? Is this going to be episodic? I put this whole tweet out and people came to the table with all kinds of ideas, and we started to realize very quickly that EA has all kinds of ways, all types of avenues that they could ruin this for us. It's absolutely a thing. The biggest thing I saw, and what makes a ton of sense, is the coolest part about this game. Let's be honest, we all like Star Wars because there are lightsabers. So now, what if they start selling us parts for lightsabers? What if they have all kinds of cool stuff you can get, and it's behind microtransactions or long grinds, or who knows? I mean, there are so many cool lightsaber things they can do, combinations, types of lightsabers, dual lightsabers, everything. And then they could mess all that up by doing microtransactions and, again, episodic content, costumes, all kinds of stuff. So that is what gives me pause. Not necessarily the game itself, because it sounds like it's going to be really cool, but EA's involvement. We have Respawn making a Star Wars game that's not necessarily a first-person shooter. Like, everything about that should get us excited. But EA, let me know what you think about that, guys, down below. I'm sure a lot of us want to get excited. It's also, apparently, it's built on Unreal Engine 4. Like, everything here is pointing to an awesome game, except for EA. And our last bit of news, let me give you something cool to look forward to for E3 that hopefully happens. That's the biggest thing. We're getting some teases here. And it sounds like Suda51 wants to do something at E3. It sounds like it's No More Heroes 3. Look, if you beat, without spoiling too much, if you beat Travis Strikes Again, you probably saw the ending and you're probably like, okay, something's getting teased here and it seems like it's No More Heroes 3. And now we have an interview where he actually talks about the Switch and how much he really wants to do something else for it, saying, I think Switch is great. Basically, it is the video game console. That is, you can start and play directly, and they're giving a lot of support to independent games, something great. I really want to do something more for Switch, and it's really cool to hear that, right? A lot of people go, oh, this is amazing. And then at Silicon Era actually had another interview with him a little while ago where he said that he's trying to put all the pieces together, but if everything goes according to plan, he'll have something at E3 to announce. Not only that, he's done things like taken a picture of Ubisoft, like big thing there, Ubisoft on his Twitter, and people were trying to figure that out, but Ubisoft took care of publishing and everything for No More Heroes in the past. It seems like it's kind of coming together for No More Heroes 3, and of course his excitement and interest in the Switch, Nintendo possibly helping to do it. Maybe No More Heroes 3 is an announcement, maybe it's one that's set up for E3, and maybe it's one set for the Switch because Nintendo is helping to back it, or maybe it's Ubisoft doing it and it's going to everything. It's exciting. I hope it works out for him there, and I hope he shows up with No More Heroes 3 to tell us all about it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit the like button, really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today. Let me know about Jedi Fallen Order. What do you think? Are you concerned about EA's involvement, but you want to get excited because it sounds like it's going to be something really cool with Respawn and Star Wars? Also, what about that leak from Nintendo? What happened there? Do you think it was an accident, or do you think they did it on purpose just to mess with us? I don't know. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.